As you started at the exact same score you had against New Zealand in the Nations Cup in January. The importance of winning that final game, of all the games to win.
Huge. I think what we said was that this was a moment to set where we wanted the direction to go, and I think that's really important. We don't have an international game for quite some time now. We've got a camp in January, so we wanted to make sure that, one, we take learning so we know what we're going to do, but we wanted to make sure that we put out a performance to understand what our performance really looked like. And I just thought, the tenacity of the girls, we chased down the loose balls, we were first to it, which we'd been lacking, and I just think we just relaxed and just played, and you could tell that they're enjoying it. There was some smiles, there was some high fives, and we celebrated the moments in the moment as opposed to just worrying about what was next all the time.
Was finding that passion a topic of discussion prior to the game?
Yeah, I think it was just finding that enjoyment again. Whenever you play international netball, you obviously put so much pressure on yourself, and that doesn't fall away when you play New Zealand. If anything, it really intensifies, and I think we were obviously so disappointed in the 3 games we had prior, so going back to what we know best, enjoying the netball that we play, and we obviously love the brand of netball that we play, and that's probably the first time we really saw it in that series in this game, so lots of learnings to take going forward.
Can you talk about some of those learnings that you took away from today, but also the last 3 games that you played in the Constellation?
Yeah, I think there's a part where there is an expectation, and I guess, trying to be up all the time and trying to find what's next is, what a high performance environment's all about, but I think also we've got to be able to recognise what we're good at and celebrate that and just keep that as the backbone of what we're doing, and we've got to make sure that we continue to see the whole squad and being able to play roles at different times, and I think just the way that international netball is going, it is super tight, and you've got to be at your best, and sometimes you do need rotations and versatility, and we're in the build. I think we're in the exact same position we were when I first took on the job. We lost the Con Cup 3-1, but we learn, and I think that's what you see from the girls from the first game that we've come out to the last game, is learning in such a short space of time, and there's so much pride in the dress. Like, the dress symbolises so much, and I guess that's what we took, that we didn't have the trophy to fight for, but we had the pride for the dress.
No secret that Courtney Bruce's season's been disrupted by injury. How good to see her back to her best tonight, but also that combination with Sunday Ariang, who was on fire. I think 8 games between the two of them.
Yeah, and I think that's the best that we've seen of Sunday in particular. I think she's been working hard to get overall work rate up, but it was more that the work rate was seeing ball that she is so good at flying at. So I think her capabilities were really, sighting and backing herself to go. And I think that's what Richo was trying to reinforce with the defenders, is be brave, be bold, go out there and contest, and know that somebody's going to have your back.
Kate Mullaney seemed to bring a lot of energy right from the get-go, and she was cheering everyone on, and everyone seemed to, I guess, thrive off that as well.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what we needed, and I think there was one key ball that Kate chased down really hard, and I think that really just sparked, and you saw the passion from her, and that's why she's such an integral part of our group. And I thought that, to get that start and to take it with both hands, full credit to her representing all that the Diamonds is.
Yeah. Challenges with having a 15, because it was only Sunday that we didn't see Kira sitting right next to you in the 12. She's suddenly back in the 12, in the 7, and player of the match. How difficult is it making those decisions, and what do those conversations look like?
Yeah, the conversations are tough, and I think that was a bit different for us. We haven't travelled with a 15 for some time, and to have it sort of a selection base, sort of each game, it wasn't intended that way. It was more about the experience of taking a bigger group together. But there's things that we've learnt from it, and sometimes in this build, players are going to play a little bit more, and we will rotate and we'll try different things. And I think, the credit to Kip is she took on the feedback. We had a really good conversation both ways, and God, she came out firing. So it's a credit to the way in which these girls, evolve and grow.
Kira, can you talk to us about your journey from the first test? Obviously, you had such a great series against England, and then, I guess, the first few the test series than tonight's performance. But did you feel the pressure, I guess?
I wouldn't necessarily say it was pressure. I still think there's so many things as an athlete that I want to achieve and I want to work on. And I always say to myself, if I'm going to fail, I want to fail fast. And, you know, it's such a quick turnaround in Constellation Cup. So obviously disappointing in the first 2 games. And, you know, I have to respect Stacey and her decision. It's such a hard environment to do that. And like Stacey said, like we have great chats and an open and honest conversation. And then she demands more from me and that's where I have to step up. So it's exactly what it is to be an elite athlete, and it's exciting that I could go out there and do what I did today, but then there's also so many other things and areas that I still want to work on going forward.